Delaware County Board of Commissioners 2025. Would you all please join me in reciting the pledge allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm Barb Lewis, President. To my left is Commissioner Jeff Fenton, our Vice President. We have our Administrator, Tracy Davies, our Deputy Administrator, Don Houston, and our General Counsel and Deputy Administrator, Eric Hostetler, and our clerks, Brandy Wilson and Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 25-485 in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held June 26, 2025.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Vote on motion 25-485. Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill is absent today. Mr. Benton.
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today. That brings us to item number 3, resolution number 25-486. In the matter of approving purchase orders and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0627 and memo transfers in batch number MT APR 0627.
So moved.
Second, discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 25-486. Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 25-487 in the matter of a new liquor license from JDFSJW LLC, doing business as vendors Powell, and forwarding to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control with no objections and no request for a hearing.
So moved.
Second, discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 25-487. Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 25-488 in the matter of approving travel expense request.
So moved.
Second, discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 25-488. Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Resolution number 25-489 in the matter of approving the child placement services contracts, first amendments and second amendments between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, and child placement providers.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. I am Jennifer Wattenshade. I'm the Business Administrator with Delaware County Job and Family Services. This is another wave of our contract renewals for our placement providers. We have quite a few on the agenda today. We have 2 youth that are placed with these different providers, one in each facility, or one in 2 separate facilities. Overall, there is an increase, and between the 2 of them, with the 2 providers, we're looking at approximately $46,800 additional each year for the level of care that these youth need. So.
Okay, questions? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-489. Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 25-490 in the matter of approving supplemental appropriations for job and family services.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
These supplemental appropriations are for our Family and Children First Council. These programs allow parents to maintain custody of their youth if they are needing intense home-based therapy or residential treatment. We lowered our budget for this current year based off of our last couple years of spending with them. However, we have seen quite an increase in their placement expenses and their in-home services that they have needed. So we're finally running towards the end of our budget already. So we just need to increase this so that our FCFC can continue to provide assistance. And these are also, some of these are they're funded by multi-system youth funding, and it's a state-based program, state-based grant. They are applied for on individual basis as needed, so we don't spend it unless we receive it. The second one is actually for our pooled funding, so we have a nice amount sitting there that our local partners have contributed, so that if services are needed, the money's already there, so.
Is it just a question, are these the same people who needed services before, or this is increase in numbers?
It's been an increase in numbers. I believe we have had quite a few repeat individuals that have needed additional assistance, but it's a wide variety of individuals at this point, yes.
Oh, okay.
These funds are funded by grants, though, primarily.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-490. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deb.
Resolution number 25-491, in the matter of accepting the Sheriff's Office budget estimating the cost of operating the jail and feeding its inmates for 2026.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Good morning, Mikkel Roy, Finance Director, Sheriff's Office. This is the estimated budget that we anticipate for jail operations and feeding the inmates next year.
Okay.
We have included in here just the anticipated cost for building improvements in terms of the renovations, but outside of that, that would be more of a discussion for budget for when we submit that in August.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of conversation going on about improvements needed at the jail and how to fund them and what they should be and so on. So I know that's basically a placeholder for now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we wanted to include it so you're aware that the cost is potentially out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're aware of it.
Any other comments, questions?
Thanks.
Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-491. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number
Thank you.
25-492, in the matter of approving supplemental appropriations for the Permanent Improvement Fund.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Justin Avi, Director of Finance. This item has been submitted for the Permanent Improvement Fund, primarily for renovation work at the jail for the HVAC system and a roof replacement. Also, we're requesting supplementals, for the term payout fund. We have about $155,000 in anticipated return payouts through the rest of the year.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-492. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Resolution number 25-493, in the matter of accepting the award of the Community Corrections Grant for the Adult Court Services Department and approving the Community Corrections Grant Agreement by and between the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections Divisions of Parole and Community Services of Delaware County.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Good morning, Commissioner Lewis, Commissioner Benton. Mark Taglione, Chief Probation Officer, Adult Court Services. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. I'm here to respectfully request your approval to accept the grant award from the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction, Division of Parole and Community Services, Bureau of Community Sanctions, in the amount of $707,516. This funding will support our department's operations by partially funding key positions from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2027. This grant represents not only critical financial support, but also a continued partnership with the Department of Rehabilitation and Correction in our shared goal of enhancing public safety, supporting rehabilitation efforts, and strengthening our community services. Accepting these funds will allow us to maintain staffing levels necessary to carry out our responsibilities effectively without placing additional strain on our general fund. I respectfully request your approval of this grant so we can continue moving forward with the stability and resources our department needs to serve this community. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, a couple questions. This grant, we've been receiving this grant money for a long time, haven't we?
We have,
Over
Commissioner.
the
yes.
years.
Yeah, we just wrapped up today as is the end of our
Oh, that's right.
last fiscal year, so this is going to be starting, the next one, starting tomorrow, obviously,
Right.
under the gun.
Is this more or less money than?
This is
our
the
pre-
exact same amount.
Same amount, okay. I don't have any other questions, but thank you, Mark.
Oh, absolutely.
guys
Thank you
do
for
a
your
nice job.
questions. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Is this the largest grant then that you receive?
Yes, Commissioner
Okay.
Lewis, it is the largest.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. Well, thank you for all your work and the excellent work that you do, Mark, in addition to your staff.
Yep.
It's,
Yep.
I'll pass that on to them. Thank you for that. It
oh,
means a lot.
Sure. It's tough work, so.
It is.
Absolutely is.
Sure is. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-493. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 25-494, in the matter of accepting
Thanks,
the
Mark.
drainage maintenance inspection report for 2025 and establishing percent of maintenance assessment for 2026.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brett Bacon, Deputy Administrator, Soil and Water. You have before you the inspection report that details the work and the cost estimates, as well as setting the percentage collections for the drainage maintenance projects for 2026. Just a point of clarification, we will be presenting shortly to you a proposal to change the assessment methodology for approximately 400 of the current 652 projects that are on maintenance. The reason that we are presenting the full list at this point is we do have a statutory obligation to do this by today, basically. So we're kind of cutting it close. But we will be coming back to potentially revise, like I said, approximately 400 of the projects. I always take this opportunity to kind of give you a state of the drainage maintenance program. Again, 652 projects currently on maintenance. We added 23 projects in 2024 and 6 so far in 2025, and we currently have a total base value of just a little over 159 million. So we maintain a lot of infrastructure. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yeah, Brett, thank you. You guys do a great job as well, managing 652 of these programs. I noticed, particularly in the joint, there's a number of them that have significant percentages being charged.
Yeah.
10 to 100% in
Yeah.
some cases. But I noticed a number of them are joint county districts. Is there a reason why our small population of joint county districts are receiving higher?
A lot of them are older projects, so those older projects have I'll say an artificially low base value. You know, their construction cost, for example, I know one in particular, is about $80,000 to $90,000, and if we did that project today, it would likely be a 7-figure project, but it was done in 1968. So, you know, the thing with those older projects that have those low bases, yes, we're charging a very high percentage, but if they were valued at what the current value of the project would be, we'd still be bringing in the same amount of money, just at a lower percentage, obviously. So.
Okay. So a high percent on a very small base.
Correct.
Is
Yes.
the distortion you
Yep.
see.
Yeah, but we see that a lot of those older projects have that I'll call it a problem, but you know, it's either we do that higher percentage, or we, you know, go through the 6-year hearing process to revise that, and we just haven't done that.
Okay. All right, no other questions? Again, thanks.
I just wondered, when did all this begin as far as all the maintenance projects? I mean, what year?
Well, the law that enables drainage maintenance was enacted in 1957, and the first project to go on maintenance in the county did so in 1958.
58?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I
So-
wondered. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And next year when we bring you this report, it'll be significantly fewer pages, because assuming that you accept our proposal to.
Yeah, we've
to
been
revise.
briefed on that.
Yep.
You know, talking to Chris Bauserman and your team and so on. So again, good idea. Sounds like a good idea. We'll obviously need to understand it better, but
And thank you for all your hard work, and again, the team.
You're welcome.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-494. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
aye.
We do have 2 items for other business consideration today. First item is with Director Houston. Resolution number 25-495, in the matter of declaring a public purpose and authorizing the use of Delaware County funds for the purchase of coffee, meals, refreshments, and other amenities.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dawn Houston, Deputy Administrator, and I'm recommending your approval of this resolution. This would allow us to utilize the SEPCO grant funds to purchase water, Gatorade, ice pops, things of that nature for our employees that work out in the extreme temperatures. We probably have requested more than we will use in this resolution, but also wanted to have the opportunity, if there were things that we could help our employees that work in extreme cold temperatures, we may be wanting to do something with that later on in the year. So,
Sure. Oh, making sure that, well, right now that they have water, and then no matter what temperatures they're in, that they have the proper nutrition and
Yes.
hydration that they
Right.
need. I was talking to one of our employees who works outside full-time, and he said, I asked him if he wanted any water. This was before this came up, and he goes, no, I have some. And so he said, I have diabetes, so he said, I really,
Be careful.
need the water. And so that's why when you brought this before us, Don, I thought, oh, we've got to make sure. And because we've got temperatures going up
yes, we do.
towards the end of the week, too.
Yeah, and last year we provided refreshments for the employees that work outside quite a bit. They were so appreciative
Oh.
of us being able to do that for them.
Well, they
So,
deserve
thank you.
it. Yeah, glad to do it.
Good idea.
Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-495. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 25-496, in the matter of ranking the proposals submitted for the provision of CDBG administration services and general grant consulting and administration services.
So moved.
Second discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Justin Avi, Director of Finance. Recently, there was an RFP issued for grant administrative services, both on the Community Development Block Grant and General Grant Admin Services. We received proposals back from two companies last Thursday. Based on the rankings, we're recommending proceeding with Civic Uplift. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Questions?
No, Justin and I had email exchanges and conversation earlier, kind of answering some of my questions. I support this effort to keep the CDBG grants going and any other grants that may come in front of us.
Yes, absolutely. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-496. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Justin.
Brings us to administrator reports.
Just wanted to wish everyone a safe and happy 4th of July. That's it.
I have nothing, thank you.
Okay. Eric? Nothing? Commissioner Bennett?
Just a few things. We had our SEPCO board meeting on Friday morning, and it was a long one. We've got, unfortunately, we're looking at a significant increase next year in our healthcare renewal, and likely for the next few years, based on the way trends are going. Healthcare industry's expenses are going up faster than the rate of inflation, well above the rate of inflation, general inflation. And we're having more usage as our employees are using those services. But so anyway, challenging times in the healthcare industry. We had our legislative update Friday afternoon as well, and the big topic there, of course, was the state budget, which has been finalized as far as the House and the Senate go. Their conference committee wound up their deliberations and sent the budget on to the governor. And there's some good news and some not so good news in the budget, as always, for counties and other jurisdictions locally. We don't know the final outcome until
Right.
the governor makes his decision today on
Today.
whether to line item veto an item or multiple items and which ones that'll be impacted. There are some things in there that I'm encouraged by. The brownfield remediation funding and the demolition grant funding for each county is reinstated. Again, hopefully that'll survive the governor's signature. There's some property tax, changes, reforms, a lot more coming as other legislation works its way through the process, as that is a very important, very key topic for residents here in Delaware County. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll see, how it goes through today, and it'll be finalized today. Zoo had, at the zoo, we had the Preservation Parks Gala. Preservation Parks has announced a couple more parks that they're working on. One big one up in the northeast part of the county, and a couple others. And, they continue to manage great programs in numerous parks, and they've got the distributions spread around the county very, very nicely. The COAAA, Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging, I got it right that time. COAAA is, our transition is finalized in terms of the plan being ready to present to the 8 counties that are in the COAAA region. And I think we're going to have the director come next Monday and make a presentation on the transition and their plans, their agency, et cetera. So we'll try to coordinate that with Jennifer and the team. And then we would vote to join or not join, presumably thereafter. Went to the Delmore's ribbon cutting Thursday, and that went well. They're in a nice facility out on Stover Drive in southwest Delaware, and that's great to see them. They provide housing for people with mental illness. They do a really nice job there. And that's it. So.
With Delmore, were they able to increase their capacity?
They are working on, kind of separately, they're working on increasing housing for their mission. But this was just simply their headquarters, moving out of the downtown.
Okay.
They had a building in downtown, they were cramped, and it wasn't really a good building for a function like theirs. And so they moved out to the Delaware Industrial Park. And they've got plans that are in process to
great.
add housing, because we need it. They've got like a 2-year waiting list. I mean, it's just really,
years,
yeah,
boy.
it's
really,
yeah, the demand is there.
yeah, they do a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And Preservation Parks, oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
we're
yeah,
very fortunate here.
they
to have
really
Preservation
do a nice
Parks,
job.
too.
Good plans, and they're executing on them. And they've started the Bicentennial Barn, relocating that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's going to be neat, because you can see that's kind of our signature park, if you will, along the freeway.
Right. Oh, it sure is, yeah. Everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Well, I went to regional planning.
So you went. That's good. Good.
So on Thursday night, same time as Preservation Park. So anyway, nothing out of the ordinary there. And then Auditor Kites and I will be in Sunbury the morning of July 4th for the Sunbury Parade. And that's a great event. I mean, I think all of Sunbury turns out, and they're all like on each side of the road, and it's really just Americana at its best. But congratulations to our wonderful nation. We are still free, so may it always continue that way. And we do not have any need for executive,
No, we
therefore
do not.
we are adjourned.
Thank you.